Yes, so had ODU this weekend at home. Two much-needed wins for us Thursday night. It was a match for us to kind of build back our confidence. And first set, we were a little shaky, but the next three, we came out hot and we played really well. Second match on Friday, we were firing on all cylinders. We did everything right. I think our side-out percentage, the lowest was like 69%, which is big. We averaged, I think, 77%. We did everything right that game. We won the pass serve game. So it was fun to watch. Our crowd was unbelievable. You guys saw football came, which was a very big deal. Again, can't thank Coach Des enough. But we had men's and women's basketball, soccer, I think, showed up, track, golf, everybody from student athletes, like the support we had from them was unbelievable. And then the community, like EK was packed and it was so fun to watch.
From a confidence standpoint, to get that two-match sweep, how crucial was that for your team?
It was very big coming off a 4-game lose streak. Texas State and South Al, they're both very good teams. And so is ODU, but we kind of got into a slump. We were going through a little bit as a team, and for them to come out and play that the way that they did this weekend, I think it helped us a lot with our confidence.
Were there moments on Friday that you looked out and said, this is the way that we wanted this team to play right back from the get-go?
Absolutely. It was kind of a breath of fresh air to see the team that we had seen earlier in the season. We've been battling injuries and people playing in different positions. And even with players playing in different positions and still being out, they look like they trusted each other again on the floor, which was huge because, if you don't have that trust, you're not going to play well. And sets 2 through 4 on Thursday night, it was nice to watch as a staff.
Did you notice a certain point from dropping that first set on Thursday to finishing out the match and in the second one where the team was okay, now we're starting to get it and start getting gel, that connection you said that was missing last week?
Absolutely. So we talk about a lot about staying composed and resetting every single point, whether we win or lose the point. And so I think after the first match Thursday, we did a much better job of that. It was okay, we are in control of this match from both sides of the court, offensive and defensive. And so just having that confidence, they were able to just go out and play the game that they love.
What lesson do you think the team was able to pick up, I guess, during those streak of losses that pushed them to be able to pick up the sweep?
It's a great question. I'm hoping that they understand that they need to trust each other a little bit more because when they did this week, it showed. Against Texas State and South Al, we were all over the place and we weren't playing our ball. And so this weekend, they played together and they played with confidence, and you could tell.
Could you talk a little bit about how Paige has played? She's had to step into the libero spot for it.
Absolutely. So Paige is doing a phenomenal job in that new position. We talked a little bit last year about her stepping into more of a defensive role just based off of the arms that we do have. But she has run away with this position and she wants to be on the court. She's a captain for us. She is a great leader vocally and physically, but she has taken to it. She's asking questions. She's watching film, and she's doing a great job with it.
You talk about Coco, and especially on the serve game, on Thursday, career high eight service aces, and you talk about how important that was to kind of get the momentum going for your team.
Yeah, that was huge. So we always talk about winning the pass serve game. I didn't even know that she had 8 aces until the match was over. And so for her, that was a big game. She played lights out. We have been waiting for that, Coco. But again, that's kind of been on us because she had been playing in 2 different roles. But she needed it, and she did really, really well. And then going into the second night, we talked about winning the pass serve game again and how we did that night 1. And our goal was to get at least 10 aces as a team, which we ended up doing.
Even coming off of a sweep, looking at your team right now, where do you see still the biggest need for improvement?
Consistency. For sure. Consistency. I think we did a better job of it this weekend, but I think that we did a very good job of getting ODU to a point where they had a hard time coming back. I mean, when you're beating a team 10-13, it's very hard to have confidence in yourself. And so I think for us, we need to stay consistent, knowing that when we are composed and trust each other and play how we know how, then we're going to go play well.
So with the community support that happened this week in these games for you, do you find that your team was able to really feed off of that energy, and did that maybe help their play a little bit?
Absolutely. Our team is very high energy. We talk about it all the time. They feed off of our bench. They feed off of the fans. But I think for them, seeing how supportive and involved the student athletes are, I think was a very big deal to them.
Now heading to Monroe, scouting and evaluating, what are some of the things that kind of stood out with that team?
Monroe, again, they're a good team. So we go in every team the same way. We'll watch film on ourselves today. Us as a staff, is going to evaluate Monroe. We watch film as a team. And then we have to base our scout off of our strengths. We know what's going to work for us against them. They've kind of been in a situation similar to us where they've gone with different lineups. So we're trying to figure that out right now. But we have to do everything right on our end. We have to control everything that we can in order to go win.
Early glimpses, what do the Warhawks do well for that you guys might have some issues with?
They're scrappy. They don't give up. And so we're going to have to play the same way. We talk a lot about being gritty back there defensively. And so we're going to have to be against them.
I know last week you were considering contacting a Trey Tour. Did you in fact do that? And what's the health of your team going into this week?
I have not found one yet. So if anybody knows where I can, that would be great. Health is a little bit better. We have 2 players back from concussions, which definitely helps. But we are still lacking Kelsey, which, our focus right now is getting her healthy for when it matters, and which is a conference tournament. Yes, these next 3 weeks do matter. Our plan and goal is to go win, but we want her healthy for conference tournament.